Now people complain about clear cutting. They cut all the trees and oh my god, they've cut all the trees. It's all part of the cycle, but you just look now. Look at the profusion of bloody flowers out there, fireweed. Everywhere, isn't it? It's amazing. It's absolutely everywhere. And this creates really good habitat. Within a year, you know, by this time next year, they'll be grown up so tall you won't be able to see through there. But this is the thing. People think it's cleared, it's gone forever. It's not. It's a crop cycle. And as you can see, look at the absolute profusion of fireweed through there. Bloody amazing, eh? Right, on I go. Nature's early morning magic, eh? It's pretty cool. And growing back in nicely. We clear cut all this through here last year and the year before. It's all greening up in there nicely. It's all been replanted, which is nice. Yeah. A couple of years from now, that'll all be tall, thick green, full of actually way more biodiversity then than it is before it was cut, because there isn't much lives in a forest that looks like that. That's what it all looked like, but it will look a lot better as it grows up. One of the things I do is I maintain sections of trail. There's a very angry squirrel down there telling me to go away. Yes, this is part of the Trans-Canada Trail. There's about a 40-kilometre section of this that I look after, and I walk it regularly. Well, today's walk is about 12 kilometres of it, I guess. There's a little shortcut I take on the way back. So, hello shadow people, hello. So this piece is not too bad. They clear cut a whole bunch up through here. And the only thing with clear cutting, like all the bushes, they don't clear right up to the trail. The only thing with clear cutting is they open it up, and of course the light gets to it, and all the small brush on the side grows so fast. So it's a nipper's day today. Clear out some of that. It's very wet down in there. I can still hear loads of water running down through there. What a great day for a walk in the mountains though. This piece of trail doesn't get a lot of traffic. I've seen one bike tyre and one set of horse prints, and that is it. And a lot of mosquitoes, so I have to keep moving. I just sprayed myself with bug spray, and now I've got the sneezes. Yeah, they cleared out a whole bunch of this trail, the deadfall and that. A couple of years ago I cleared it all off, and it's actually stayed pretty good. Like I say, they did do a whole bunch of clear cutting up here, which you will see in just a moment. That's without the trees, you will see loads of it. However, it's growing back fast, isn't it just? God, bug spray. I don't know which is worse. That bug spray is making me sneeze now. I don't know which is worse, the mosquitoes or the bloody bug spray. I don't have my usual bug spray with me, which is a pain. I like to use the Ben's stuff, but all I had was like half a bottle of Woods, whatever it is, in the car, and I thought, bugger, I forgot my Ben's, because I'm travelling light today. I have no backpack today, so I'm travelling light. And for all of those people that say, hey, you always carry all your stuff with you. Yes, I do. I still have shelter, I still have my poncho. I have a pouch that I carry on my pack, which does all that. I cleared this one out last year. That had fallen. They literally just cleared out all this lot, and hey presto, bloody trees started dropping, which they will, because the wind will suddenly get them, right? Right, from here back to where I'm going, which is, right, get off mosquito, bugger off. Can you not smell the bug spray? It's why I prefer Ben's, I really do. Yeah, as you can see, they cut a whole bunch in here. But it is greening up and fast. Once the sun gets to it, it really goes crazy. So I'm heading that way. I've got to keep moving because the bugs are going to kill me. Look at all the fireweed. It's going to be a warm one today. Whew. Isn't it just? That mountain there, with all the trees off it, that's Dawson. They cut that last year, and as you can see, that's greening up. That big one through there that you can see, that's Moose. This is just some of the foothills. That's the back end of Cox Hill over there. It's going to be a hot one today. But as you can see, they cleared all this out. but it's really green. Look at the flowers and that coming up in here already. Yeah, only wildflowers everywhere. See, people complain. Look at all these wildflowers. Yeah, they struggle to grow in a thick forest. But out here, now it's all been cleared back, it gives all the sun hits the ground, and trust me, once the sun hits the ground, everything goes nuts. So, yeah, this forest had reached the point that it needed harvesting, and that's exactly what they did. All the way through these mountains over here, if you look, you can see just different patches. It's like a patchwork quilt where they've cut it and it's regrown and whatever. Everything you see that was here as forest was all regrowth. None of it's original forest, none of it. Yeah, so, right, on I go. Oh, bugs are catching up. Time to keep moving. As soon as you stop, they catch up with you. Right, on I go. Oh. Bugs, bugs. Everywhere bugs. Birds have to have something to eat, but I wish they'd eat more. That's all I can say. Right, on I go. Something I should point out, if people aren't used to following trails. I mean, this trail here is very easy to spot. And I know exactly where it is. But you'll see that the logging companies on the side of the trail here, they've cut off trees which are at a good height so that you can see them. Yeah, so just follow those all the way across. But, it's not as clear cut as it looks. But, just follow the big tall trees. They've cut them all off all the way across there. There's marker trees for us, so that's good. Look at all that fireweed. Bloody amazing, eh? Yeah, so prior to all this being cut, you would not have been able to see Moose Mountain from here. Not at all. Yeah. So, in my lifetime, this will never be tall forest again in my lifetime. It'll be about 40-50 years before this is really big, tall, thick forest again. But 15 years from now, 10 years maybe, you won't be able to see Moose Mountain from here. Because once the sunlight hits the ground, everything grows like absolutely crazy. Yeah. Amazing actually. And people think it's devastating. It's not. It's actually a very important part of the forest. Now if you look, all of this stuff that's on the ground here has all been broken up into short lengths, which is good. Yeah. Enables the new trees to grow better. That stuff all rots down. It's absolutely vital to the forest floor. Yeah, that's all the what do you call it, biomass for the new trees. I can tell you now, I have a sweatshirt on today, and I was thinking, yeah, I should put a layer on. But I tell you what, once I get back up into the trees over here, I'm taking this bloody thing off. I'm hot already. Yeah. This piece of trail's pretty good. I had to clear out a whole bunch of like alder and crap that had grown across the trail up here a bit further, and it's amazing, literally. It's I've cleared that out regularly every year, but once the sun hits it, holy smoke, does it grow fast. Yeah, you could almost stand and watch that stuff grow. So I will put this camera away and do some more in a minute. Right, that's the way I've just come. They have put out some more of these markers along here. This piece of trail I'm on is called the Tom Snow Trail. And so I like the new Trans-Canada Trail stickers. That's quite good. I like that. Yeah, right. The way you want to go back if you're going back to Dawson is that way. Just got to clear off a bit more of this alder off the side here, and we are good. This gives you an idea how fast this stuff grows. I've just cleared out a whole bunch back there. Now, when they cleared this trail up through here, you could ride a quad through here, no problem whatsoever. And you're not going to be brushing on anything. Look at all this. So this stuff here, this is 2 feet long. That all grew this year. If you don't trim it back, now the sun is hitting it. If you don't trim it back, literally within 2 years, you won't be able to walk through here. Literally. By this time next year, if you didn't touch it next spring, you wouldn't be able to walk through this bit. Which is why whenever I'm out and about in trails, especially trails that don't get a lot of use, I always carry my nippers with me and just trim off a little bit here and there. I can't bring a brush cutter up in here, it would just take me all day. But I just trim off bits and pieces. That does two things: helps keep the trail walkable, helps keep the trail marked so people know where it is. But that's a very important thing as well, that people can clearly see that somebody's been through there. And then all just helps keep the trails in good shape. Right, on I go. going that way. So I'm across the other side of the clear cut, heading back down into the cooler bit of the forest. That's quite warm out there. Yeah, right. Now, prior to all that lot being cut, that forest looked like that. Absolute hillwood-pickledy mess, full of deadfall, trees everywhere, all down all over the bloody show. And all it was one lightning strike away from a major disaster. So, although cutting the trees always looks bad, it's actually very important indeed. Yeah, this is an old trail. It's been here a long time, this one. But that forest that was all at the top there, that's what it looked like. Yeah, all the way through. Just a big mess of crap, just waiting for the right spark. That's all it was. Okay. Then we'd have lost the entire forest, plus all the trees in it. All those trees can be used, and now it's all opened up. It'll be replanted, and get ready for the next bit of forest. See, look at all this. This is exactly how that forest looked, all like this. Yeah. So, yes, it looks bad at times, but it's actually vitally important for the forest. It's very good for fire management too. People are finally getting their heads around the idea that, hey, you know what, we actually do need to look after the forest. Wilson Forest Lands has a very good video out. It's called Preserving the Forests to Death, and it's actually a really good watch. If you haven't seen it, it's well worth watching. It's Wilson's Forest Lands. He has a really good YouTube channel. He's quite a funny guy too. But he really does explain in detail, you know, about what's wrong with the forest. I mean, if you look at that, I can see what's wrong with that forest. That forest needs cleaning out. We need to clear all the deadfall out of that. That's just an accident waiting to happen, that is. Yeah. Need the biodiversity in the bottom there. Don't get me wrong, it's important, but it's also very important to make sure that we manage the forest so we don't lose the forest. People say, you know, the forest fire seasons are getting worse and worse and worse. That's because the maintenance of forests hasn't kept up. Like back in the day, most of the native peoples used to burn out the forests when it was time to clear them out. They'd burn out the forest. They'd do it deliberately, just burn out the entire forest, and then all the wildlife would come back, so their food source would come back, and the forest just really greened right up. They stopped doing that, and then hey presto, we had the big fire up in Jasper. Yeah, yes. Right, it's coming out into a big meadow down the bottom here, which is a little wet, so I'm going to put this away so I don't end up with wet feet, and I'll do some more in a bit. Right, back into the forest. This piece is not too bad at all. I've had to clear quite a lot of deadfall off this one, I think, in the years. It's pretty good at the moment. Yeah. Yes. Can't believe how wet it is down in here though. Although the little creek in the bottom, which I fully expected to be running pretty hard, isn't. Yeah, see, we've got some horse track, one bike track, and a set of footprints going the other way. Yeah. Would you mind? That's it. The old tree is it. They'll get tore apart. Bears and that get in here looking for all the bugs and that hide in there. Look. Yeah, that's quite the tree stump, eh? Yeah, nice. Yep. That's the thing with the alder. But, these big aspens, sorry, they rot away. They become part of the forest floor real fast. Look at that. That's a decent sized tree. That will very quickly decompose. Now it's on the ground. Look at that piece under there where it's touching the ground. That'll rot away in no time. See? Look at this. Yep. All becomes food for the forest. Very important part of the process. Make sure that's all good. Isn't that nice through there with the sun? That's going to be a bloody hot day. Really hot day. Yeah. Right. My way back is that. Right. That's where I've just come on the Tom Snow. If you follow that and you keep going, it will take you all to West Bragg Creek or to the what's it called? Pine Grove day use area down that way. That's down in the demonstration forest. Now when you get to here, you'll find a very important junction. That's interesting. Yeah, Tom Snow. Okay, yeah, that is correct. Yeah. Right, there's the new Tom Snow trail. There's the old Trans Canada Trail sign. Cox Hill Ridge. Now, if you want a really good hike, that one up through there is good. When I first started coming up through here, this was so overgrown. But I noticed somebody has been up in here with a decent brush cutter and cut a lot of that back. I cut loads of it back about 4 or 5 years ago. And down through that way, when I first started coming up here, it was literally just thick green like this all the way through. You could hardly walk through there, but you can now, so that's good. Right, so Dawson PR8 is down that way. Cox Hill is up there, and a couple more little bits here. I'm just going to trim off the corner, and I'm heading back down to that way. Now, one good thing about this trail is once you're down in the bottom here, I'm almost back to where I started now, but you do get rewarded with a very nice river and a very nice bridge. This was all rebuilt after the floods of 2013. It's one of the new bridges. Yeah, so you do get rewarded with a very nice bridge. Isn't that nice? Yeah. Oh, that breeze is nice. The breeze is actually warm. Yeah. That water's actually fairly deep down there. I have actually seen people swimming in there. But it's pretty bloody cold, I can tell you. Yeah. Same on this side. I've seen people in the water. Down here, this is actually quite a deep hole down this piece here. So I have seen people in there swimming. Oh, excuse me for sniffing. But there's a whole bunch of that bloody cow parsley just up the trail here. And every time I walk through that stuff, oh my god, do I get the sneezes. Yeah, whatever's in that crap, I don't like it. Yeah. Yes, and if that's not a nice bridge, I don't know what is. Good, isn't it? Yeah. That is a very nice bridge. So at the end of your trail, I've only walked about, I guess, 6 kilometres each way, something like that. So probably 12 kilometres round trip, maybe a little more, not by much. But it's a very nice walk. All the deadfall and the brush and the alder and that is all cut back. There wasn't much deadfall to cut actually. I didn't cut the small ones. You know, literally this kind of size. But most of it is just the alder that grows, because it grows so bloody fast. It's insane. Right, so I'm going to head back up to the parking lot, which is up through that way. In actual fact, I think I will use that as my closeout picture. Thank you for coming along. This is something I do once or twice a year. I walk this part of Tom Snow. There's about 40 kilometres of it. And sometimes I'll start down in West Bragg Creek and walk up. And quite often what I'll do is I'll start in the demonstration forest and walk south. It's only 9 kilometres each way that way, so it's only a 20 kilometre day. And then this one up here, if I do this from this top, if I go all the way across, and I know that the other piece out by the demonstration forest doesn't need doing, because I was out there the other day, made sure that was nice and clean, so I did all that. So I know there was only this section to go, which is about 6 to 8 kilometres in each direction. So yeah, so that's all the way clear now, all the way up to here. Right, on I go. Thanks for watching.